Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending where you are in the world. Today, I have a video for you that is advanced level adjectives. Now, initially, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do adjectives related to hobbies, personality, adjectives related to work. And in the end, I settled on adjectives you will use in your everyday life. The reason I say will use is because all of these words you probably already use, you're just using a lower level of that word. For example, tired, you could use drowsy. I'm sure we all use tired all the time. I always seem to be tired. You can use the word drowsy instead. So today I have 10 advanced level adjectives that you can introduce into your everyday vocabulary to sound more natural, more fluent, and more competent when you are using the English language. If you are new here, my name is Catherine. I am a business English teacher and I work with intermediate to advanced level students. I post 2 to 3 videos a week, so I'm sure you will find something interesting and helpful on my channel. So definitely subscribe if you are not already. And if you are not new here, welcome back. Thank you for watching every video, supporting every video. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy making these videos. So knowing that people are also enjoying what I'm creating, that's very beneficial to me. So then, without much further ado, let's get started. Our first word today is authoritative. Now, this is quite a hard one to pronounce. Authoritative. Authoritative. It sounds like quite a lot, but when you say it fast, authoritative. You might need to practice saying that one a few times. Authoritative has a couple of meanings. The first is that that person has a lot of authority, but it can also mean someone is very confident, is very respected by the people around them. When they talk, people listen. So maybe sometimes you describe someone as being responsible or being the boss, being the manager, having a lot of self-confidence. Instead, you can use the word authoritative. It suggests that every time they walk into a room, authority is recognized in them. They are given respect. People listen to them. People want to hear what they have to say. He is very authoritative. Although she has no authority in the business, she is very authoritative and people listen when she speaks. Gripping. Gripping. Now this one is fantastic. Instead of saying something like, it's very interesting, it's very exciting, I couldn't look away. You can use gripping to describe something you really enjoyed and you recommend to someone else. So when you're talking about a new film, a new book, a new TV series, maybe a new adventure you had on the weekend. Have you seen the new documentary? It's so gripping, I couldn't look away. I highly recommend you read this book. It's very gripping. I couldn't stop reading. I wanted to read more. I've recommended it to all my friends. So you can use gripping instead of interesting. To grip means to hold something, to physically hold something. So if something is gripping, it has you in a hold. It's keeping you there, keeping you interested, keeping you wanting to know more. Dubious. Dubious. Now, dubious comes from doubtful. So to not trust someone or something, or to be suspicious of someone or something, a person or a situation. So I'm sure you use the word suspicious. I'm sure you say, I don't trust this. I don't believe this. But you can start using dubious. I'm very dubious that this is a positive move forwards. He was dubious about the new job. It seemed too good to be true. He was doubtful. He was suspicious. He wasn't sure. The new manager entered and we were all a bit dubious because they didn't seem very authoritative when they entered the room. They actually seemed quite scared and nervous, so we were dubious that they would be able to lead us. The next one is another difficult one to pronounce, fastidious. Fastidious. There's quite a lot of letters that you have to use in that one. Fastidious. Fastidious. And this is the same as meticulous. You can use this when talking about someone that has very, very high standards. So instead of saying they are picky or they have high standards or they don't like to go to certain places because they're not clean, you can say this person is fastidious. I wanted to take my friend to the new fast food restaurant, but she is so fastidious, she won't eat in any fast food venue. She will only eat in fine dining experiences. I would have been finished with this project already, but my boss is so fastidious. She was looking at every single detail for more than 3 hours. So it's similar to meticulous. You look at a lot of detail. You're very picky. You won't let things go easily. It's not always a negative thing. You could say, I'm going to give my report to Simon because he's very fastidious and I know if he looks through it, it will come back perfect. Excruciating, excruciating. Now, I know you've used this word in some capacity before. To be excruciating has two meanings. The first is physically painful, so something really, really hurts. The second is embarrassing or awkward. So with the first example, if something is painful, if it hurts you, instead of saying it really, really hurts, you can say it's excruciating. I can't cope. This is so excruciating. I want to go to the doctor. The second way of using it is to say that the situation was so awkward, so embarrassing, you didn't want to be there anymore. My boss fired a lot of people from the company. It was excruciating to watch. It was embarrassing, painful, awkward to watch this happen. I tried to order a coffee in a restaurant and I couldn't remember the word for milk. It was excruciating and I really struggled to get through that embarrassing incident. Disconcerting. Disconcerting. So if you've ever said something makes you worried or confused or upset or uncomfortable, another word you can use is disconcerting. It kind of encompasses, links all of those words. If I feel like something is disconcerting, it means I'm a bit worried about it, I'm a bit uncomfortable, I'm not really sure I want to do this thing or want to be involved in this thing. The lack of organization is disconcerting. I'm not sure I want to attend this event. I have a new team and they're very, very friendly, very, very excited to be here, but their lack of experience is disconcerting. I'm worried. I'm uncomfortable with how little experience they have. Absurd. If you've ever said ridiculous or crazy or unbelievable, another word you can use is absurd. Absurd means something is completely stupid or not understandable or doesn't make sense or is crazy. Maybe the politicians in your country have done something else crazy that you can't believe. You could say that's absolutely absurd. Aren't they supposed to be running the country? Or maybe a new law has been enforced in your country that limits the amount of rights that people have. That is absurd. They are taking away our rights. Maybe you experienced something really uncomfortable on the weekend and you're telling your colleagues about it. Wow, that's absurd. I can't believe you had to go through that. Ineffective. Ineffective. If you've ever said something doesn't work, or you don't believe it will work, or it's not a good idea, not a good plan, you can use the word ineffective. And it comes, of course, from effective. So something that is effective is positive, it will work, it will be successful. So ineffective is the opposite. It won't be successful, it won't work, it won't do what you expect it to do. The strategy put in place by the marketing team is very ineffective. We haven't had any new sales. Working with this particular client is very ineffective. They can't make any decisions, so I can't move forward with my plan, with my project. I understand why the boss wants to hire 10 new people, but it's very ineffective. We're hiring 10 new people to do something that one person could do. Affluent. Affluent. Rich. This just means rich or wealthy or has a lot of money. It doesn't necessarily refer to just a person. It can also refer to an area, a country, a town. England is a very affluent country. The south of England is more affluent than the north of England. I want you to meet my friend. She's very affluent. She has a lot of influence and her house is beautiful. It's another way of saying wealthy or rich. Affluent. And the last one today, eager. So if you've ever said you're excited to do something, you can't wait to do something, you can replace it with eager. I am very eager to move forwards in our journey. I'm very eager for the end of this month to come. I'm very eager to start a new hobby. I really like my newest colleague. I'm very eager to work with her. It just means excited, you want to do something, you can't wait to do something. It's something you're looking forward to. And of course, the opposite is not eager. I am not eager to work for 10 hours straight every single day. Let me know down below, are there any of these words that you are going to start introducing into your vocabulary? These are fantastic words for sounding more fluent, but not necessarily sounding like you're trying too hard. Sometimes when you introduce more complicated vocabulary, it doesn't sound natural. It sounds like you're trying to introduce new vocabulary. But if you add some of these in replacement of some of the words you currently use, you immediately sound like that next step, that next level. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.